Charleston is about to undergo a huge change, the biggest since the 1900s. Still, many locals and residents are unaware of what's coming. Forget everything you know about Charleston. The skyline is changing forever. I'm Matt O'Neill, your local Charleston real estate expert, and today we're going to talk about all the changes coming to Charleston in 2025 that the locals don't even know about. Let's dive in. We'll start with the transportation revolution. Charleston's transportation system is getting a major upgrade. This will improve communities, reduce congestion, and connect communities better than ever. It starts with the Airport Connection Road project that just got environmental approval. This is really big news. On April 15th of 2025, the Federal Highway Administration announced that this is going to go forward. The new road will greatly improve access to Charleston's International Airport, and it's also going to reduce traffic and congestion on our roadways. The connector will link Dorchester Road to the airport, and it'll avoid crowded spots near I-26 and Ashley Phosphate Road. Construction is scheduled to begin Q3 of 2026. The project's main goal is to separate airport traffic from Boeing traffic, and it'll do this by providing direct access to I-526. I see smart investors moving in near this corridor because they know the long-term value this infrastructure will bring. And check this out. When I reveal upcoming port expansion, you'll notice how these two projects create an ideal logistics corridor for investors. Next up is South Carolina's first mass transit system, the Low Country Rapid Transit. This is a true game changer for Charleston. It's been in the works for over a decade and is finally coming to fruition. It's a 21.3-mile route that will link Ladson to North Charleston to all the way downtown historic Charleston. And it's going to have special lanes for fast buses. The system will use battery electric buses for more sustainable transportation. And the Low Country Rapid Transit will build a lively mini community near each station. These will include homes, shops, offices, and focus on easy transit access. These little mini hubs are going to have so much value. Imagine if you don't need a car and you could just walk out of your house, get into the Low Country Rapid Transit and get straight downtown without having to wait in traffic. The buses are going to run every 10 minutes during peak hours, and they have special lanes so they won't get stuck in traffic. Construction is currently underway and the completion is expected by 2029. The last major transportation project in Charleston saw nearby property appreciate significantly. So this is going to be a big deal for property appreciation, especially near those hubs. Finally, the CARTA bus system is going to get an upgrade. This change is part of Charleston's efforts to improve transportation. And all of these improvements work with the Low Country Rapid Transit and other transportation projects. Together, they create a complete plan for Charleston's growth. Now, let's discuss major investments that affect property values in other ways. Charleston is finally tackling the flooding issues. Every homeowner and potential buyer should pay attention to this. But before I do, listen up. I do these detailed updates every week. Subscribers to this channel stay ahead of the market changes. So tap that subscribe button if you want to keep up with Charleston's changes. I promise no boring market update videos. You're going to get real, useful insights. And whether you own property or want to move to the Holy City, this is really good information to be in the know with what's going on in Charleston. Let's talk about flood mitigation and resilience. Charleston's future hinges on how we address flooding. In 2025, we're going to see some key investments in flood resilience. It starts with the King Street Pump Station. This project is a big investment, and it aims to reduce chronic flooding in the King and Hugie Street intersection. Phase 2 of construction started in the fall of 2024, and it will be complete by the end of 2026. This system includes stormwater storage, a pump station, an outfall pipe system, and a backup generator. The pump can handle 70,000 gallons of water per minute. This greatly enhances water management during storms. This change will help emergency vehicles reach important routes during storms. It also lets businesses stay open. Plus, residents can move around safely, no matter what's going on with the weather. When I share more about downtown, you'll see how the flood protection strategies are part of key waterfront projects. The first is the Barberry Woods project. It's a $5.8 million wetland restoration project on Johns Island. This aims at tackling flooding issues. The project is one of my favorite examples of the city's creative use of natural solutions. It's a 25-acre wetland restoration project. It will manage stormwater and reduce flooding in nearby areas. It's a 10-month construction timeline, and it shows the city's dedication to fast flood mitigation. The city is also adopting new land use strategies. These strategies will help tackle climate change and sea level rise. The plan has rules for new buildings, and it focuses on tall structures, permeable surfaces, and green infrastructure. I'm seeing Charleston innovatively integrating natural solutions alongside traditional engineering approaches. The city is restoring natural wetlands. These wetlands act like sponges in heavy rain. Bioswales and rain gardens are going to help catch the stormwater. They also filter out pollutants before the water flows into our rivers and streams. Drainage improvements are underway across the city. If you've lived in Charleston for a while, you know we really needed these upgrades. In 2025, the next big thing is that our port is undergoing a major transformation. This change will open up many opportunities for the entire Charleston area. It's going to be a game changer for our economy and for the entire real estate market. Okay, let's talk about the port expansion and the logistics infrastructure that's going on in Charleston right now. The Charleston port is changing in a big way. This transformation will make Charleston a major player in global shipping. I've seen this development over the last 10 years, and what's happening now is unlike anything we've seen before. We'll talk later about how neighborhoods near the port often appreciate more than the Charleston average. But let's talk about the Wando Welch Terminal modernization. It's a $500 million project. It includes new cranes, stronger wharf, and larger cargo yards. The new cranes are 155 feet tall. They can reach over 22 containers, handling the biggest ships in the world. This upgrade will raise our yearly capacity from 1.4 million TEUs to 2.4 million TEUs. That's a huge jump, almost double in the amount of container ships that we can bring through Charleston. The technology upgrades are also going to boost efficiency. It's going to include an automated gate system, better tracking, and updated cargo handling equipment. Now let's look at the key housing and downtown projects to support these port upgrades. The first is a $400 million state investment in the Navy Base Intermodal Facility. It's opening in 2025. It's going to provide near-dock rail access. The facilities let containers move straight from the ship and onto the rail cars. This makes shipping faster and easier. It offers direct rail access to key markets in the Southeast and the Midwest, and it cuts down on truck transportation needs. We're expected to handle up to 1 million containers annually when fully operational on this. The next is the Harbor Deepening Project. It has made Charleston's harbor and port the deepest on the East Coast at 52 feet deep. It is a $558 million investment, and it has taken over 10 years to finish. Now, we have the largest container ships in the world accessing the Charleston port. Before the project, vessels could only enter our harbor if it was partially loaded or if we were at high tide. Now they can enter at any time. Also, we have the inter-harbor barge operations. It's a $150 million investment to streamline port logistics. The new method moves cargo between terminals using barges instead of trucks. A barge can carry up to 250 containers at once. This cuts down on many of the truck trips and helps reduce congestion on our roads. Now, what we see with neighborhoods near these logistical hubs is they have a high rental demand and a steady growth over time. Every port job helps many other communities. This creates a ripple effect of economic benefit. The port expansion is boosting logistics and warehousing development. This growth is happening along the key routes of I-26 and I-526, and it's a big reason we've seen companies like Amazon and Boeing and BMW and Volvo bring operations to Charleston. The port creates a wonderful place for equipment to come into Charleston and go straight to the facilities that need it. And it's one of the reasons Charleston is so vibrant and growing. Now, the busy port is changing how we think about housing and the neighborhood development in Charleston. Here are some of the most exciting areas. They might inspire your next home purchase. Let's talk about housing and urban development. Charleston's housing scene is changing fast. We're using new ways to build livable, affordable communities. I'm really impressed with our progress. Pay close attention when I mention Mount Pleasant and Daniel Island. These areas are seeing really amazing growth. Affordable housing initiatives are creating new projects close to the transit corridors. This is especially true along the Lowcountry Rapid Transit route. Charleston is placing affordable housing right in the market rate neighborhoods. This approach avoids the need for separate affordable housing areas. Developers can gain density bonuses and extra perks when they add affordable housing projects into their projects. The city now has inclusionary zoning policies. These require new developments above a certain size to have some affordable units. Charleston County has set up an $8 million trust fund. This will support affordable housing initiatives and is a big step for the community. There are also new zoning rules that will change where and how Charleston builds. The Setting New Standards initiative began in 2023 and it will end in 2025. It's completely changing Charleston's zoning rules. Charleston is becoming smarter about building. We're placing more homes near transit and making neighborhoods walkable. The new zoning ordinances promote higher density development in areas with good infrastructure. It also aims to protect established neighborhoods. It promotes mixed-use development, combining residential, commercial, and recreational uses. Also, the Magnolia Development is changing 200 acres on Milford Street by the Ashley River in North Charleston. It will have apartments, offices, shops, and restaurants. There will also be parks and a marina with 15 boat slips. The first phase of this exciting development opens in 2026. It includes 300 apartment units, 50,000 square feet of retail space, and 5 acres of public parks. The full project will include up to 4,000 homes. That means a brand new neighborhood is on its way, literally within 10 minutes of downtown Charleston. This is going to change the landscape of Charleston prices in a big way. It's going to be a bridge that connects North Charleston to Peninsula Charleston. So any house that's on the fringe of price on maybe the upper side of the peninsula is now going to be worth a lot more when Magnolia is finished. Anything that was on the fringe of the lower part of North Charleston, which has traditionally been one of the lowest priced areas in Charleston, is going to see a massive increase in values. So if you're looking for a value buy, I might look at North Charleston, especially with Magnolia coming. We're also going to talk about Mount Pleasant. It's continuing to grow with a more thoughtful approach to development. New communities have significant open spaces, and they include lush landscaping, architectural features, and that capture that low country character. The town of Mount Pleasant has implemented stricter development standards, emphasizing quality over quantity. On Daniel Island, the Knoll Creek Village is another development to watch. It's a 30-acre mixed-use waterfront community that features phased openings that will begin in the spring of 2025. This is special because it connects residents to nature. Public access points, walking trails, and waterfront green spaces make this possible. And I would really look at this community if you like to be close to Daniel Island but don't want to pay Daniel Island prices. The development incorporates sustainability features, including energy efficient construction. Neighborhood developments are changing communities all over Charleston. However, the biggest changes are happening in the heart of our historic downtown. Charleston is keeping its unique charm while also building exciting urban spaces. And let me show you how. Downtown Charleston is changing. It's balancing historic preservation with modern amenities. This mix makes our city very unique. New residential projects are being built downtown. They're adding fresh energy to the historic city center. The Charles is a townhome project on Broad Street. It's set to launch in 2025, and it is definitely one to watch. Many new buildings now include top flood resilience features. These features have elevated foundations and water-resistant materials. The properties offer a perfect blend of historic Charleston charm with modern amenities and construction techniques. Next up is the Cooper Hotel. It's being built at 176 Concord Street, right next to Joe Riley Waterfront Park. It is a 209-key hotel and will boost Charleston's hospitality scene. It sits in a great waterfront spot. A significant downtown development to watch is Union Pier Urban Waterfront Plan. The plan features public access to waterfront, plazas, green spaces, and the careful preservation of the harbor views. The city approved this plan in fall of 2024, and it shows their commitment to this important development and preserving the natural beauty of the downtown waterways. The project is a smart way to grow a historical coastal city. It focuses on both preserving the past and making progress. Looking at these developments, we see Charleston's future clearly. Savvy buyers are already taking advantage of these investment opportunities. Let's connect the dots and see what this means for you with your Charleston investment. Future vision and investment opportunities. These development projects are significant investments. They will shape Charleston's future and impact the economy for the next decade or more. I've observed these trends for years. The insights I'm sharing have helped many clients succeed in Charleston, and it's going to help you as well. Charleston is a model for coastal city resilience, and it intends to be that way for years to come. It blends smart flood protection with sustainable development. From my experience in Charleston real estate, I see property values change in phases during big development projects. There's an initial bump when the project is first announced and savvy investors recognize the potential. Then they increase again during construction as projects start to take shape and become visible to people. And finally, there's a final surge of prices when the projects are complete and everyone can see their full benefits. Okay, let me share some of the areas that might be positioned for growth in the coming years based on all the developments we've discussed. Definitely properties near the Low Country Rapid Transit Corridor. Also, neighborhoods that are benefiting from all the flood mitigation that previously used to have flood issues. You're going to see property values increase near the port expansion. You're going to see property values increase in Mount Pleasant's north area. And you're going to see property values increase on Daniel Island, particularly in the new Knoll Creek Village. But the number one mistake that buyers make is waiting until projects are complete before they make their move. By then, the prices have already adjusted. And I see this happen over and over again. What this means for you. For homeowners, this is likely really good news for your property value. If you're near major project areas, you're in great shape. For investors, focus on the areas early in their transformation cycle before prices fully adjust. Rental property investors should focus on areas like areas near the port expansion because there's going to be strong job growth, or areas in North Charleston like Park Circle area or the Dorchester corridor, because that Magnolia development is really going to drive up values. So here's my conclusion. I've worked in Charleston real estate for 20 years. I've seen neighborhoods change a ton in the last 20 years. But what's happening right now is like nothing I've ever seen before. These projects aren't random. They're key pieces of Charleston's biggest changes in decades. If you're thinking of buying or selling, my team and I, we'd love to be your real estate resource. You can email me at sales@mattoneilteam.com and get started today. I've helped over 5,000 families just like you, so reach out to us using the information in the description below. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to check out my next video, Why People Are Leaving Charleston, where I uncover both sides of living in Charleston, not just the amazing developments, as we discussed today, but also the challenges that some residents face. It will give you the complete picture of what to expect if you're considering a move here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.